Hey everybody, it's that time again, that time of the week. It is time for America's Got Talent! So last week was pretty interesting. I had a blast getting to watch it with Mike and Mary. It sucks we're not getting to do that again. It's because Mary and I went out and saw that James Corden, One Man, Two Governors play from Fathom Events, you know, like the replay of it, which was spectacular. And Mike had to work anyway, so it wouldn't have worked out for all three of us. But I'm going back to my old system until we get to hang out and all watch it again together. And tonight is the fourth week of audition night, so I do love the auditions. Won't be as clever. I really enjoyed having them do most of the heavy lifting, and I just got to be a stupid idiot and throw in my 2 cents on occasion, but gotta go back to work. Anyways, last one was pretty cool. It was no Grace Vanderwall, who, she's got my money already. She's my piff already of this year. She's gonna be hard to beat for me, and I'm not even a big fan of the singing acts and these things. Like last week, those Frank Sinatra singing guy, not my cup of tea. I mean, I like that music, but if I'm gonna listen to it, I'll go listen to Sinatra do it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need a clone. The old man and his dancers was funny, all that kind of stuff. The little country girl singer, so I'm kind of excited for tonight. I'm gonna be watching it on on the DVR and a little late, and probably gonna just take notes and may film my reactions later, or I may wait till tomorrow to film them tomorrow morning. We're gonna go see Ringo, so I don't have a Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band tomorrow, so I won't have a lot of time to work. Luckily, I'm way ahead of all that. But you guys don't care about those details in this particular video. That's what my Hey Everybody vlogs are for. So I guess let's get to it and let's watch. Okay, so there you have it. Sorry this video is a little late. I had to go see Ringo Starr. It was awesome. But the bonus was I got to talk with Mary a bit about it and sit with her while she kind of watched the rest on her phone on the drive up there. So I'll have a few notes from her. But let's see. So first, we started off. One of the things that's interesting is they mentioned Howie sitting on a different side of the panel. I thought that was interesting because we were all talking about that as a group recently about the rearranging and wondering why. And even Mike brought that up in a message today about why Simon got Howie's old spot. So I don't know. So first up, we had the Knife Throwers, Deadly Games, and they got married like 2 years ago after being together for 6. They have a 2-year-old daughter. Wonder how that worked out. But actually, their act was really cool. They had an interesting look, good intense music, but definitely knife throwing can be dull-ish, but it was definitely intense. It was a little weird. He was a little close to her. Usually they throw from further away, I thought, but once they start getting into flaming knives and she's doing the moving thing with her back turned to him and everything, that was pretty epic. So with a production budget, that should turn into something really spectacular. So I'm definitely kind of looking forward to checking that one out. Then we had Elias and Zion, these kind of really adorable little boys with these super long hair that's never been cut and everything. They're brothers and they play the piano. They play it really, really well considering they have tiny little kid fingers. So they're only going to get better with age if they keep up with that, because that was some insane cool stuff what they were doing. Plus they're really charming and they got a nice personality, and the one kid had a really good rapport with Simon, and I like that discussion of the one kid's like, oh, I'll save the money for college. The other's like, cars and watches. So, I was like, that kid's more after my heart, but he was on the ball too. He had a lot of great little quips thrown out there. He was real quick-witted and really clever, so I appreciate that. Kind of reminds me of me as a child. Now we had our first of many montages in this. Was it just me, or did it seem like there was a lot of montages in this one? But we had, it started off with the 6 brothers and the 2 sisters ranging from 8 to 18. They're doing the hip-hop dancing and everything, kind of looked like Run DMC. And then it jumped into the kind of ballet kid, tall, lanky kid, who was 12, so that was pretty interesting. Then that cocky kid who was balancing on the tubes and the planks, and that was pretty insane. I kind of want to see a little more of that. Just to see where he goes with it. And I like his arrogant answer about, put me through to see where I'll go with it. And then Simon's being kind of nice and self-deprecating, so that was fun. Okay, then we had that giant orchestra choir singer thing, which I would like to have seen a little bit more of. I don't know that it's really gonna be anything spectacular for a show outside of the fact I just like that kind of stuff. So it'll be kind of fun. I think they got passed through, so it'll be fun to see a little bit more of that. All right, next up we had 14-year-old singer Jana Brown. They tried to do a bit of a sob story, but I don't know, there were details missing in that sob story. It made me a little curious about, well, why did this happen? How did this happen? They just kind of told you what happened in their sob story. They didn't give you any hint as to why or what. So I'm just personally a bit curious about that. But she seemed pretty charming. She had a very strong voice. She did Summertime. It was a very interesting arrangement. My only qualms were that I think she kind of hit that power ballad moment a little early in the song, and I was like, well, where's she gonna go from there? Because that's the big closing moment. And where she went from there was the tried and true, I guess, boring old kind of stuff that's like, ugh. just fucking sing a couple of notes. You don't need to, you know, it's like those 1980s metal guitar solos where it's like, it's not about the music, it's about how many notes can I play in this amount of time, and that annoys me. Just my personal taste. If you like it, it's cool. I ain't getting down on you. It's just that for me, that doesn't work, so it's a little bit annoying. But she did have a strong voice. They did send her through, and you know, I mean, I'll check out where she goes. You know, I'm a little harsher on the singers, and no one's going to beat Grace VanderWaal as far as I'm concerned. I just don't see it happening. But I'm just obsessed because that song that she wrote was so great. But anyways, next up we had Sauce and Victoria, the kind of quick change artist thing. Now, I don't know a lot about it. I haven't seen a lot of quick change stuff, but I really liked it. I liked the designs of the outfits and everything, and I thought it was just kind of a charming, interesting act. After talking to Mary a little bit, it's apparently it's kind of common. There wasn't too much special if you've seen other quick change artists. So I don't know. I mean, that's just more her opinion. I don't want to speak for her, but you know, but I mean, I kind of enjoyed it. I would like to see more. I did think it was funny. Simon said the dancing, or somebody said the dancing was kind of cheesy. I'm pretty sure that was Simon, but overall there was a nice quality there, a personality there for me to enjoy. So I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more of those guys. Next up, we had another montage. I don't remember what was in it. I didn't put it in my notes. I guess I got tired of montages at this point. But we had Robert the Smile Collector. Yeah, I thought that actor was going to go a very different way than it went. Although it was kind of funny that Mel felt like she couldn't X him because she was liking the compliment she was given, which is interesting because most of the compliments did not feel like they felt like backhanded compliments. So it's like that's where I was a little surprised. Like, wait, I thought you were trying to be positive. So I don't know if he was. I can't figure out if he was actually trying to be backhanded or if he thought he was being positive and it was going wrong or what. But you know, he didn't seem too surprised not to make it through. So oh well, what you gonna do? Next up, we had John Dornbos, like a 14-year player, going to his 14th year of the NFL football player. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting in its own right. And then he came out to do magic and comedy, and he started doing a card trick. And at first, I'm like, okay, look, his card skills are legit. You know, he's got the skills of moving the stuff around, but kind of seen this before, not too impressed. But I spoke too soon in my notes because as he built on it, and by the time he got to the ending, it's like, whoa, what? And like even Simon is just baffled at that. You know, that him like, how did he know what card Simon was thinking of before the trick even started, kind of thing. And it made me wonder, like, is there some, I mean, not only was the card trick expert level, but is there some expert level, like, mentalist work going on here to get Simon to say that card? It might very well be because the three of clubs, of course, was missing when he laid out all the cards that could be there, so maybe somehow, subconsciously, it triggered what the missing card was. I don't know. Unless they're just the judges are really good actors and were like a plant. I don't know how the hell that worked, but it was impressive. The guy had a great stage chemistry. He commanded the stage. He rapport well with the audience members and the people he's doing the trick with and everything. So yeah, I can't wait to see a lot more for him. Hopefully he's got more than just card magic, but even if it's just more tricks like that, I'm going to be very much enjoying watching him do his thing. Next up, we had Bella Vahar, 52-year-old muscle guy. His name is like a George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones character, you know, it's like Valmar Valgus, or, you know, just whatever. But, you know, he looked like a really weird yogi, is that the word? You know, kind of almost had a turban-like thing on and everything. He's just about muscles and stuff. Look, the audience, the judges, they let him through. They were way more impressed with this than I am. I'm impressed with the contortionism and the muscle, the strength. I mean, that's fine, but there wasn't much of an act there. There was like no choreography or stage presence, or, you know, it's just like, it's really just, hey, look what I can do. Hey, look what I can do. Hey, isn't this weird? Look what I can do. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, you know, and he wasn't, I don't know, they were charmed by him. It didn't work for me. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not down on anybody who did enjoy it, but, you know, not for me. Although I did think it was interesting when he started doing the belly thing, he almost looked like an anime character, you know? It's like if they just widened his eyes, he would be like straight out of an anime, and it was a little bit freaky. Then we had another montage of singers leading up. We had a kind of a boring girl trio, what I could tell. We had the keyboard singer guy who should not have been playing the keyboard according to Simon. And we had that country singer Danielle who was like country, whoa, ho, ho, ho. Little twang was way too much for me. I know that wasn't a great impression, but it's a little early in my day, but I'm not on totally. And that led to Ronnie Martin, 16-year-old singer. I'm in total agreement with Simon. When that first song she started singing, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad. Like, parts of it were terrible, parts of it were really good. So I'm glad he gave her the other song, because even though that was a bit rough around the edges, particularly in the start when she went to Natural Woman, by the end she owned that and she made it her own, and she didn't have to go into the stuff and everything, and she just really killed it and really owned the stage. And there's something very charming and lovable about her, so I'm excited to kind of see a little bit more of her. I don't think she's gonna go all the way, but I think she's got potential to go a decent length into this show. And then we had another montage, which started with the farting hands guys. I don't know, the washboard lady? The tea drinker? What was that about? Fire hands, that was kind of funny that he couldn't blow them out and singed his hair, so that was kind of fun. A balloon guy doing balloon animals, maybe? They didn't show enough. And what was with the fingernails lady? I hope the fingernails wasn't her thing, because I don't know. They didn't show enough as a quick montage. Which led into Mika, Baron of the Universe. And look, this, as you know, this is not my kind of act. I can't stand this kind of act. It is not for me. If you love it, that's cool, because I do think if you like that kind of act, he's really, really good, and he's got a really distinctive look and everything, but hanging stuff from your eyelids and your nipples, hashtag my nipples hurt and all that stuff, just like, nope. I'm with Heidi, like, immediately. Howie seemed to be the only one that could actually watch it, which is interesting about Howie, and it makes sense that the stand-up comedian, I won't go there, I don't want to insult stand-up comedians, because I love them so, and I do enjoy Howie, but yeah, that's just not for me. All right, then we had Julia Scotti, who's like a 63-year-old Canadian comedian from New Jersey, and I gotta say, dude, I was just laughing from start to finish. Granted, at this point, I had finished my first drink, so I was a little tipsy, but again, where I said Mary was watching it on her phone in the car, I was still laughing totally stone sober, so I know that lady is awesome. Turns out, you know, she's trans something. I don't know all the gender terms. I'm sorry. I just, you know, people are people. I don't really care about that. It doesn't matter to me that she is, because she was freaking hilarious, and I want more. I'm ready to see more of her stuff. I love that her comedy was real and it was personal, but I mean, it was funny, dude. It's really, really funny. Yeah, very, very excited for that. All right, next up we had our final contestant, 16-year-old Callista Bevier, and for some weird reason the show's like last contestant, even though it seems to be more auditions next week. And since the last contestant, they took away the suspense, you know she's getting the golden buzzer, even if you didn't already know from the format of the show. So immediately I'm like, uh-oh, Mike and Mary are going to be pissed that it's going to be another kid singer. Like, all the golden buzzers went to singers, and 3 out of 4 of those were kid singers. Look, she's got a fantastic pop voice, although I'm kind of annoyed by the way she says talent. I don't know why, that one word. Like, she doesn't seem to have an accent anywhere else, just that one word. But she's got a fantastic pop voice. I don't know that it's distinctive. I need to hear more to discern my opinions on that. I'm still, you know, Grace Vanderwaal all the way, because that's the thing. All these singers, well, a lot of the singers generally have a sob story. Grace Vanderwaal didn't. All the singers did cover songs. Grace Vanderwaal did an original, and it was fantastic. So sorry to keep harping on that, but I want a record from Grace Vanderwaal, like, right now. But I mean, this girl was very cool. Although I do think she played her sob story. She played it for a little extra points, because not only did she say her sob story on the stage to the audience right before her song, but then she did fight songs, so it played into that. And that's cool, I guess. I'm not gonna be down on it. It just seemed a little bit like, oh, you got extra points by doing that. And maybe that's really smart, I guess, because it made sure she got through. She got Simon's golden buzzer. We saw it coming. I do remember Simon wished he had given it to Grace, but, you know, whatever. So that was still pretty cool. Yeah. But there you go. So that was pretty much this episode. Next week's gonna be at 9, special time, and it seems like more auditions, so I still love the auditions. But yeah, but anyway, sorry this video got out a little late. That's gonna happen a couple of times through the run of this, because sometimes I do things on Tuesdays, so you know, we'll just have to deal with it. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, who you liked, who you didn't. Do you agree there was way too many montages? Other than that, give me the thumbs up of encouragement. Encourage me to keep doing these kind of things. Subscribe if you're new here, because we do all kinds of fun, nerdy, geeky stuff every single day on the Eric Budge channel. And of course, share with your friends, because if you're cool, they're cool, and I want us all to party together. All right, guys, well, until the next one, I'm gonna get on out of here, and I'll see you all later.